Hi, my name is Cody Braun, and welcome to the What Is Your Money Really For podcast. I'm excited to be with you here today. And as we're coming out of this pandemic of COVID, there's a lot of things on people's minds. And I wanted to share with you today what some of those things are that we are realizing and seeing and hearing from a lot of the people that we're talking to. So in 2020, it was a very unique time for sure. And as we tried to connect and reach people, what we found is that there was a lot on their mind and a lot going on that was distracting them away from their actual financial situation. And as we see the end is near with the vaccinations coming out and the road ahead seems to be brighter than the past, we're starting to see that people's attention is really being redirected back to the priorities that they have in life to ensure that they're in a really good situation moving forward. So it's exciting to see that and have these conversations with a lot of the potential clients and clients that we're having. And even with all of that optimism and that excitement, people are sitting there knocking on wood saying, things are going a little too good. Are we on the right path? And how long is this going to continue for? Well, we don't have that magical 8-ball that tells us the future, but the principles and strategies that we employ and share with our clients and potential clients here is the path that we're going to make sure that they continue to stay on. So let me share with you a little bit more about what that is. Financial planning, right? Oh, here we go, talking about financial planning, the boring term and thoughts around financial planning that are out there. But the reality is if you have a plan, you can really weather a lot of storms. And as boring or painful as that may sound, hey, we got to start somewhere. And if you're one of those people that are having questions, I encourage you to connect with a financial professional out there to really get a good idea of where do you stand. Maybe you want to make a pivot after moving forward after this pandemic is over, and you want to know how is that going to impact my future. That's a perfect intersection and a time to talk with a professional about what does that look like, how can we make this happen so that I can stay on course to achieve my financial objectives that I have. So here at the Tranel Financial Group, we use a planning process that we call RISE: reflect, identify, structure, and execute. And what I love about that is RISE really does a good job of incorporating technology to make sure that it's putting you at the forefront and in control to access all of your goals and your plan that you have forward. So the first part, RISE, which is the reflect, we're going to go through and talk about what we call the money life cycle. And what I love about that is everybody has to start somewhere. You're building wealth. There comes a point in time where you have a conversation about what's next, which we call pre-retirement. And then everybody's going to come to this point in time in their life where they're going to make a decision of, do I retire? Do I continue to work, but is that somewhere else? Or what's next for me? And the people that haven't done a good job of taking care of the uphill climb of the getting started, the building wealth, and the planning for retirement could actually go down the other side of this slope and run out of money. And there's a statistic out there that says 64% of people would actually die rather than run out of money. Like that's a big number and really scary. And what's really, really powerful as we take clients through this RISE process, we find once they enter the retirement stage, they're going out there, they're enjoying their life, they're having a lot of fun. But really what becomes next is the legacy planning. What do I want to be remembered for and do with all this amazing wealth that they've accumulated? So those are a lot of fun. Those conversations are a lot of fun. And really how we help people and how people can engage to work with us is in a couple different ways. One is some people contract us just for our consulting, our advice. They want a plan. They come to us, they say, help me put a plan together. They take that plan and they go and execute it themselves. Other people come to us and say, hey, I need some help with my investments. I feel pretty good about I have this plan, but I'm not really sure about where I need to put my investments to help me accomplish the goal. So investment management is another way that we help people. The majority of the people that we work with actually do both. They come to us, they say, hey, I need some help me put together a plan. We do a really good job. And they're like, man, I live a crazy hectic life. Can you also help make this a little bit easier and streamline the investment side for me? Really, in their mind, they're putting it on autopilot. They're handing those responsibilities over to a professional like ourselves to really make everything work together. And we've had a lot of success and working with people make that happen, which is really exciting. There's one other service that we're finding as this post-pandemic is happening. It's divorce. And there was a period of time where we were stuck at home with our spouses. And for some of us, that was really, really great. And for others of us, that was not so great or painful. And as we're coming out of this, we're finding that people are looking to have a conversation of, what do I do next through this whole divorce process? And we have a divorce process and specialist here that we work with, and that really helps come alongside people to take them through that transition. So I'm excited about this podcast. We're bringing it back here again, and I'm going to be bringing in other financial professionals and people in the financial arena where we're going to get into some deeper conversations around, hey, what does that divorce process really look like? What do people need to think about and understand as they start to proceed forward if that's the choice they decide to do? Or, hey, I have these questions over here on my financial plan, but I'm not really sure what to do. So we'll do a Q&A, and we're going to dive deeper into the books that we've also written, The Sunny Side Up and 8 Things I Wish I Knew Before I Retired, because there's lots of strategies as well as amazing stories from past clients that have shared what they've been through from trials to triumph. So I'm excited. Hope you tune in and continue to stay tuned with us here on What Is Your Money Really For?